right, Miss Margo. So you've been through multiple calibrations. So I don't need to explain nothing to you at all, but I do want to ask you, what would you like to calibrate today?
What I've been working on with Rhonda and am still working on is just to have a peaceful relationship around food and
Mhm.
not constantly feel judgment about everything that I put in my mouth or everything I should be eating that I'm not eating.
Yeah.
And just because I've done enough studying of this kind of stuff to understand that the more I focus on the negativity of this judgment and fear and all of that, the more I'm going to get. And I'm trying to find a way through these calibrations to move beyond that and just have peace around food. So I can
Yeah.
just enjoy food. And if I have more than one cookie, not go into a big panic attack over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're where you want to feel peace around food. And sometimes it's nice to even even when before the calibration. And one thing I want to point out is in a calibration, we're never trying to aim at a particular positive feeling. It's really wonderful that sometimes I'll ask this. I asked it today in our group calls to some days before we started the calibration. I asked them without anything changing, without any conditions changing, how would you rather feel? And instead of feeling anger, how would you rather feel? And it was nice for them to just acknowledge that question and then acknowledge again without anything changing. So without eating any fewer cookies or whatever it might be, how would you rather feel? So peace is one of them. Sometimes it's nice to, this is almost kind of like grid work. Abraham Hicks grid work is, I like to feel peace. I'd for sure like to feel no big deal. I'd like to feel calm and kind of like, and don't just name good feeling emotions just to name good feeling emotions, but really like, it's almost like sometimes I like to use this method called magic wand. Like if you could have a magic wand or imagine somebody that you know that allows themselves to eat whatever with no judgment, what do you think are the emotions that they feel? Will they feel peace, no big deal, ease, comfort, satisfaction? And as you identify some different emotions that you'd like to feel, rather than just trying to quickly go down a list, is like, for sure, peace. And when you recognize I want to feel peace, well, I know what peace feels like. If I didn't know what peace feels like, I wouldn't even be able to identify I'd want to feel peace. And I know there's other areas of my life where I know what peace feels like. Probably sitting there, and you said you have a dog, so maybe sitting on the couch and just watching your dog snoozing by the fireplace and watching their belly go up and down with their breathing and just feeling peace with that. So there are areas of your life where you have these emotions there that you don't yet have in the relationship with food. So as you consider how you'd like to feel with food, this is like Rhonda will do this. Is it tomorrow night? You'll do the tuning exercises. This will be so valuable for you as well. Understanding that you can just identify the emotion you want to feel and focus on something that is easy for you to feel peace on and just feel into it. So that's really good. Now, before we begin the calibration, I want to ask you, Margo, and it might help to close your eyes. You get to decide. I want you to think back in the last few days or week or so. Can you identify a particular moment in time with food, either a meal or a snack, that you really felt that familiar icky feeling?
Every time I eat.
Like literally every meal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want you to pick one. Do you want to pick like dinner tonight or breakfast or something from yesterday? Pick one that kind of stands out.
Okay. I got one.
Okay. When was this?
Last night.
It was last night. So was it a dinner or a snack?
Dinner.
Dinner. Good. So with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine kind of going back in time and being in your body last night with dinner. When did you feel the most discomfort? Was it before dinner started, during, or after?
After.
It was after. So that's where I want you to go in your mind. Imagine being in your body last night after dinner. And what do you notice is the emotion that you're feeling?
Anger at myself.
Anger. Yeah. And go ahead and allow yourself to feel that feeling of anger now. Normally, outside of a calibration, I wouldn't recommend you focus on feeling this anger, but because we want to calibrate it, it's very important that she allows herself to feel that feeling now. And let me know when you've got it active.
Mm-hmm.
Good. What do you notice as the main looping thought as you remember this feeling of anger?
The main what?
The main looping thought, like the thought.
Oh, I've done it again. I've done it again. I've done it again. I've done it again.
Yeah,
You know,
good. I've done it again. Good. Feel that feeling of anger and that thought of I've done it again. And tell me, where in your body do you feel that feeling of anger?
mostly centered right in my chest. It's a tightness.
Good.
You know,
Yeah. Good. Bring all your attention to that sensation in your chest. I'm going to keep track of the topic. You bring all of your attention to that sensation of tightness in your chest and tell me, does it feel more heavy, light, or medium?
it feels very heavy.
Very heavy. Good. And do you notice, is there any movement with that heavy feeling in your chest, or is it completely still?
It's just like a solid block sitting there.
It's a solid block. And what does that block feel like it's made out of?
Like cast iron.
Cast iron. Good. Cast iron. And it's solid through and through or hollow on the inside?
No, solid.
Perfect. And it's shaped like a block. And what color is this cast iron block on your chest?
Kind of rusty, like it's been in the rain, you know, weathered.
Yeah. Good. With your eyes closed, put all of your attention on this rusty iron block, this cast iron block in your chest, and tell me, does it feel like it'd be easiest to transform this while it's in your chest, or do you feel like you could easily imagine it pops out of your body first? What would be easier?
I think I should transform it and then move it.
Okay,
it's
I love
big.
that. Yeah, perfect. So as you're focused on this block, that's this rusty color, I want you to imagine asking this block, imagine asking it, does it like being rusty colored, or if it could choose to be any color in the world without any consequences at all, what color would it prefer to be?
Orange.
It wants to be orange, like a orange color, like a fruit orange, or like a burnt orange, or a super bright
Like a fruit orange, a bright, happy orange.
Yeah. And Margo, are you okay with it changing to that orange color?
Absolutely.
Do it. It wants to change to orange. You're game for it for sure. So it sounds like it'd probably be easy for it to just go, okay, orange. So it might either change like that, or it might slowly change to orange, but let me know once the entire thing is that perfect orangey orange.
Okay. Okay. It just kind of started at the bottom and rose up and changed color. So now it's all orange.
Now it's all orange through and through. I just want you to check in with that. Does that feel a tiny bit better, worse? Yeah.
Not as depressing.
Yeah, it's kind of uplifted. It doesn't feel great yet, but it certainly feels better. And it's beautiful to allow yourself to just notice this little bit of a better feeling. Notice if there's been any other kind of energetic movements anywhere else in your body. And now that it's this orange color, I want you to imagine asking this block, does it like being made out of cast iron? Or if it could choose to be made out of any material, it could be foam or liquid or feathers or any kind of material in the world, what would it choose to be instead? If there are no consequences.
It wants to be that like polyester pillow stuffing.
Oh, yes, I know what that is.
Yeah.
And are you okay with it changing to that polyester pillow stuffing?
Yes.
Good. Go ahead and allow it to do that. I want you to be able to see and feel it transform itself to that polyester pillow filling. And let me know once it's that filling material. Take your time and enjoy the sensation.
Okay. And it also changed color at the same time and went to the white polyester.
Beautiful. So not only did it change material, as it changed, it decided, ooh, white feels better now that I'm this material. Good. Now notice, now that it's white pillow filling, does that feel a little bit better? Where's it the same?
It feels better.
Doesn't it?
It's
Good.
not as tight in my chest.
Yeah, it's kind of maybe a little looser, probably a little lighter weight too, I'm guessing.
Oh, a lot lighter. Yeah.
A lot lighter. Allow yourself to enjoy that sensation. Now, does that pillow stuffing, does it want to spread or become more? Does it want to get smaller and less? Or is it already the right size and amount?
I think I'd like to get smaller. It's still quite large. It's the same size it was. It's just a different
Got it.
material.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite things is, so you have a thought and a sense that it would feel better if it got smaller. And so as you allow yourself to imagine it getting smaller, you get to notice how that feels as it gets smaller and smaller. And you get to feel for just the right size and amount. It could shrink down all the way down to the size of a pinhead or a small watermelon, but I want you to use your feeling senses to find just the right feeling size and let me know when you've got it.
It's down to like the size of a small packet of Kleenex that you carry in your purse.
Oh yeah, my mom had those growing up along with her certs.
Yeah.
Good. So it's the size of a small portable Kleenex package. And does that feel a little bit better now that it's smaller like that?
Oh, yeah. It's not poking all around the corners,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't sharp anymore. It was still filling the whole.
Yeah. Good. So I'm just going to kind of do a temperature check before we move on to the next part. And I just want you to imagine asking that small little Kleenex pack size pillow stuffing. I want you to imagine asking it, what's the emotion that it's currently feeling right now, being that size?
It's feeling happier too, because it didn't like being a big solid object. It likes being small and fluffy.
Doesn't it? Yeah. So it's definitely feeling happier. What would you say is the actual emotion it's feeling? Is it feeling content, or is it feeling joy, or is it feeling ease? What would you say it is?
I think it's just it's happy. It
Happy.
likes the change and
Good. And so with your eyes closed and aware of this thing that's kind of still in your chest, being aware that it's feeling happy, I want you to notice what's the emotion you're feeling as you observe it.
I'm feeling lighter and happier.
Oh, good. You're feeling lighter and happier. Good. Now go ahead and ask that thing. Does it want to stay in your chest? Does it want to move somewhere else in your body? Does it want to pop out or be put in your hand? Where does it want to go? Or does it like where it is?
It wants to come outside.
Oh, what does it think it might get to feel if it comes outside of your body?
Released.
Oh, how do you feel about letting it come out of your body?
I like the idea. I'd like to let it go as well.
Yeah, good. So I want you to imagine with your eyes closed, you seeing this in your chest, and you can imagine either it could like pop out of your chest or it could slide or glide out of your chest. But before, see if it goes away completely, or maybe it just pops out and you get to like see it out in front of you before it goes away completely.
Yeah, it's on the armrest of my chair, and then now it's just dissolving.
Oh, I want you to allow yourself to just observe it dissolving. It started doing that without you even deciding for it to dissolve. It just started dissolving on its own. Allow yourself to feel any good sensations in your body as you observe it, just dissolving away. Take your time, don't rush it at all, and let me know when it's totally gone. Ah. Hmm.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
And inside, I feel lighter, like I'm glad that it's gone.
Uh-huh.
And I like my insides have readjusted themselves
Oh,
now that they aren't being crowded.
yeah. They got to go, ooh, I'm going to stretch out here. I'm going to move over there. I'm going to just
Yeah.
settle in over here. Allow yourself to experience that, not only in your mind as you see it, but feeling the sensations of those insides, just finding that comfortable space where they've always just wanted to be in a relaxed way. And let me know once those insides have just settled into their comfy spots.
Yeah. They've all just kind of like a sheet that you
Yeah.
put on the bed and that you let go of it and just
And it just
falls down and
you just
settles
get
into place.
chills. I love that visual. I can see it in my mind. And now that it's just kind of settled into place, just like that bed sheet might do. There was no effort, it just settled right down. What do you notice as the emotion you get to feel now that it's all settled into place?
Just content and relieved that everything's back to normal.
Yeah. Content and relieved. Yeah. Where do you notice that feeling of content as you allow yourself to focus on that satisfying feeling of content? Where does that show up in your body as a sensation?
Right in the same place in my chest. It's like, oh, thank God. It's like taking a thorn out of your foot,
Yeah.
It just is so relieving that it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. And then that feeling of relief and content that's there. Would you describe that feeling of relief and content as heavy, light, or medium or neutral?
Light,
It's lightweight.
much lighter.
Much lighter. Is there any movement to that feeling of relief or is it still?
It feels like it's just kind of swirling around, like it can't quite contain itself.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. Just has that freedom to swirl. And what is that swirl made out of? Is it like an energy or an air or a liquid that's
Yeah,
swirling?
just kind of an energy. There's no real substance to it. It's just, it kind of feels like a bright, healing white light that's just slowly swirling around. And now it's moving from head to toe.
Oh, brilliant. Allow yourself to enjoy that just by allowing yourself to observe this feeling of content and see that it's this swirling white light just by observing it. And then it started moving from head to toe.
And it's just slightly warm and comforting.
Yeah. And so now you're noticing the feeling of comfort from it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me know when you've got just the most satisfying amount of that warm, swirly feeling throughout your body. You get to take your time and milk this, but let me know when it's just right.
It feels like that moment when you're in bed and you're too chilly to go to sleep yet. And then
Yes.
your feet get warm and then you
Yes.
have that little snuggly feeling. That's what it feels like. It's
Oh,
just,
just so good.
oh,
Oh, this feels so yummy. I'm glad I haven't fallen asleep yet because I just love basking in this yummy
exactly.
feeling.
That's like the perfect moment.
Isn't it? And you're
Yeah.
getting to feel it right now, and you're not even in bed. Look at the power of your focus, my love. Feel down, cozy, comfy, with your eyes closed, just noticing the sensations throughout your whole body and that warmth. With your eyes closed, noticing how your body feels. I want you to imagine being in your body now and imagine floating back in time, bringing these delicious sensations in your body with you, floating all the way back in time to last night, even before dinner. And imagine replacing that old you with this you, not even looking back, but now you're feeling this feeling in your body. You're in your home. And I want you to imagine from like a blank slate being in your body, feeling this way, maybe even noticing what gets enhanced about your posture or your breathing or how your muscles are. If you imagine feeling this warm, comfy feeling, and moving through dinner. What's different about your experience with sitting down and eating when you're feeling this way?
There's no negative self-talk.
Oh, what's there instead?
There isn't really anything. It's just quiet. I'm not either for or against what I'm doing. I'm just having something to eat.
Yeah,
And that's
no
it.
judgment.
There's
Just
no
no
judgment. There's no emotion.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it, but I'm not all in a tizzy about what I should or shouldn't be eating, or how much, or how
yeah.
little, or what time it is, any of that.
None of that. Just allow yourself with your eyes closed to just bask in this moment. You're there and you're tasting the foods. Notice your posture, the look on your face, how you're moving. Do you imagine, are you with somebody? Are you having any conversation? Are you by yourself? What else do you notice is enhanced now that there's like peace and quiet in your mind and you're just enjoying the meal?
I'm not wolfing my food down.
Oh,
I'm just taking a bite and chewing and enjoying it, and not feeling the need to like shovel it all in and move on so I don't have to think about what I just ate.
notice that. You're allowing yourself to enjoy the experience of eating. There's no judgment, no thoughts, except, boy, this tastes good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Notice
And
there.
that's almost an unheard of feeling
Isn't
for
that,
me.
isn't
Hmm.
that beautiful? And
At
this is,
least for a long, long time.
yeah. And this is the beauty about these calibrations, and not expecting for you to feel like this has been a while coming since you felt this feeling. And now you just get to be in this moment and just savor and remember what that feeling feels like and
Mhm.
experience it now. What would you say is the most dominant emotion you're noticing in this moment as you imagine eating dinner last night, feeling this way? What's the emotion right now?
Contentment
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of almost awe that it could be
Yeah.
that easy.
It could really be this easy. Yes.
Because
And
I make it so hard.
really all you have to do is stop making it hard, and the ease is just right there, because that's what you ordered up to the universe. Universe, I'd like this to be easy.
Hmm.
And then universe asking it is given, and you weren't receiving it because you thought it'd be hard to make it easy, but then you just realize, oh, yeah. Yeah. Where do you notice this feeling of contentment shows up as you imagine eating? Is that in your chest or your whole body?
Pretty much my whole body, but it's centered right in my chest.
Mhm.
For me, it seems like most of the time my emotions are right here,
Yes.
good or
Yeah.
bad, or
Yeah.
positive or negative, or whatever
Yes.
you want to
It's good
say.
call. Yeah. Good. So feeling that feeling content in your body, imagine going through all of dinner, and let me know in your mind when you're at the end of dinner. Love it. You're just taking your time. So easy.
I'm
Hmm.
finished.
Good. And do you notice anything different about after dinner, like what you do with your dishes, or what do you notice in the first few minutes or moments after you finish? What's different or enhanced than the normal?
I'm not feeling guilty. I'm
Yeah.
not talking bad to myself.
Yeah. What thoughts are there? You're recognizing, well, those old thoughts are absent. Do you notice any other thoughts that are there, either about yourself, or maybe the thoughts are just like looking at something else that's unrelated to food? What thoughts are
Yeah,
there
there's no energy around the food or the meal at all. It's like
at
just
all? Gone,
neutral. Yeah.
just gone. Doesn't that feel
Easy
great?
peasy.
Talk about easy peasy. Bam, we just nailed it right now. We weren't even trying. Talk about easy. We weren't even trying, and you got to a place of easy peasy. Wow, it can really be that easy. Imagine going through the whole rest of your evening, feeling this ease and contentment and a little bit of awe. What else do you notice might be different about any activities in between dinner and bedtime now that you're feeling this and completely absent of those old thoughts?
I just feel relaxed and content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going over and over about, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
not good for my health. I should have eaten this. I shouldn't have eaten that. It's too late at night, whatever.
It's just that's all gone and feeling content and relaxed. Let's focus on that feeling relaxed a little bit. This is again one of my favorite parts of this integration, the third part of the Mallison method. Now that you're feeling these good feelings, let's milk them and let's have you become even more familiar with these feelings. Where does relaxed show up in your body?
All over,
All over, heavy, light, or medium.
very light.
Very
Just-
light. Moving or still?
Kind of still. It's just a state of being.
Yeah. This all over feeling in your body. Would you say it's made of? Is it just like air or energy, or does it feel like a blanket or silk? What's it made out of, this relaxed feeling?
I don't think it's made out of anything. It's a lack of tension and judgment and fear and anger. It's a lack of all the negative
Yeah.
side of emotions, and it's just is.
It just is. I love it. Good. I want you to, with your eyes closed, feeling this isness, this relaxed feeling. Imagine making your way to bed last night, feeling this relaxed contentment. You crawl into bed, put your head on your pillow, curl up in the duvet. And notice what even gets enhanced when you're laying in bed, being in this energy of relaxed and contentment. What's even yummier about bedtime?
I just go right to sleep.
Is that different than what normally happens? Doesn't that feel good to be able to say it's
Feels
bedtime?
wonderful.
Doesn't it? Imagine feeling relaxed and content and allowing yourself to fall right asleep. Just letting your body sink into the mattress that's completely got you. Oh, imagine having a wonderful evening of sleep. And imagine waking up this morning. Even before opening your eyes, imagine your consciousness awakens and you take those first breaths after having a restful night's sleep. Imagine waking up, maybe even being familiar right away of that content and relaxed feeling is right there because your vibration is right where you last left it when you fell asleep, and it's right there for you in the morning. Content and relaxed. Tell me, what do you notice is different with your morning routine? Do you bask in bed for a little bit if you're feeling relaxed and content, or do you get right up and start your day? What gets enhanced this morning when you're feeling this way?
I just kind of snuggle back down underneath the covers and just enjoy not having to rush out anywhere, and I can take my time. And
oh, I love hearing that. It's one of my favorite things to do. There's no rush, no feeling of responsibility. You were laying in bed feeling content, relaxed, and basically, essentially, you asked yourself, well, what do I feel like doing? And the answer was like, staying in bed for a little bit is what I feel like doing. And you gave yourself permission to do it without any judgment. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine allowing yourself to just snuggle in bed and just getting up out of bed when you're ready. When the answer to the question is, what do I feel like doing now? And you say, I feel like getting up and getting going. Yeah. Imagine, do you have breakfast in the morning? What's different if you imagine feeling this content, relaxed feeling and moving your way towards breakfast? What's different about that experience?
I'm just looking forward to breakfast. And there again, I don't have any judgment around it. I don't have any energy around it at all. It's
There's
just
just no charge.
right.
It just is time to eat. What do I feel like eating? Do you notice you end up eating the same kind of meal you would have otherwise, or is it different? There's no judgment either way, but what do you notice?
I tend to be a person that eats the same thing for breakfast. So yeah, it's the same thing and it's good and I enjoy it. But there again, I'm not putting any energy around it. So I
Uh-huh.
don't feel anything. I
You
just,
just don't feel anything. It's like
yeah,
a non-event. It's almost like a
right.
non-event. You're not thinking about it while you do it. You don't think about it when you're done. When you're done, you just focus on the next thing that's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine going through your whole day feeling this relaxed, content feeling,
That'd be awesome.
right? And you're living it right now. Your mind doesn't know any different. You're allowing yourself to experience it now. With your eyes closed, bring all of your focus and attention back into your body right now as you feel it right here with me, keeping your eyes closed. What do you imagine might be different going ahead? Do you still have dinner to eat tonight, or is that already done?
No, it's already done.
Yeah. What do you notice, or any thoughts about your dinner that you had tonight?
I don't seem to have any judgment about it.
Good. Is there any sense or feeling of discomfort at all about dinner tonight that's remaining? It's okay if there is.
No,
No,
it was just a meal.
that's all. That's perfect. I was just going to ask, what is your thought? And your thought is, well, it's just a meal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not life or death. It's not
Nothing
health or
serious.
sickness. It's
Yeah.
food.
It's just his. It's just
Yeah,
food. That's
yeah, it's
all.
just a meal.
Yeah. From this lovely non-charged vantage point, as you look at the topic in food from a general place, do you have any new thoughts or awarenesses about it that might be easy to be aware of moving forward?
Well, I have the thought that perhaps I could do a little bit of self-calibrating before I eat
Heck yeah, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and kind of learn to tune out and let go of the negativity and angst and emotion
One
surrounding food.
100%. In fact, Rhonda might post in the group some things that we've been chatting about in my training group recently about food. Abraham says, before you eat any meal, allow yourself to take just as much time as you might devote to a meal, which might be like 15 minutes or less, really, and do yourself a brilliant favor of spending that much time before the meal in breathing and releasing resistance and lining up with the no big deal of it.
That's a great idea.
It's brilliant.
Hmm.
Just imagine. I'm just going to kind of stop, drop, and calibrate. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to bring my attention and awareness into my body. And I'm going to just scan to see if there's any areas or sensations in my body that have discomfort. And I'm not going to judge it. I'm going to thank my awareness for any sensations of discomfort. I'm going to ask myself, where are you in my body? Heavy, light, or medium? What are you made of? What do you look like? Do you like looking that way, or do you want to change your color, your texture? Just allow yourself to it's a fun little game, nothing serious going on. And notice with every little change, oh, that feels better, that feels better. And the journey to feeling content and neutral is actually quite quick, especially when you catch it early or plan it early before it got out of control with momentum. It's brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant clarity you're receiving. Anything else you want to point out to yourself or to us about clarity of meals going forward?
No, but it's just kind of like a little epiphany. It's like, oh,
Oh,
I could do that.
yeah. And talk about that was easy. Like you said before, like, can it really be this easy? Wait a minute. Could it really be this easy that before each meal, I just take 5 or 10 minutes, close my eyes, breathe, and release these ethereal sensations in my body and feel good and then eat. And then all that mind chatter is just not even there with ease. I don't have to fight against anything. Could it really be
Right.
that easy? It can. In the beginning, might be a little difficult, and it's okay if it is, but it also might be easy. And especially as you do this, even maybe to start out with one meal a day, but you might notice I want to do it on all my meals. I've got plenty of time. And then you notice you get easier and easier at this. And eventually you won't even need to do this quote unquote pre-paving work. It'll just be there. Instead of the old feeling associated with food, easily right there will be this feeling of content and relax right out of the get-go without any focused intention to do so. It'll just be there for you because that's what's in your vortex. Ask and it is given. Yeah, good. What do you imagine might be enhanced with the whole rest of your night? Once you open your eyes from this, what do you imagine is there for you the rest of tonight with this new little kitty cat in your home?
Well, I imagine playing with the kitty cat. I'm just really thrilled that she's sitting right on my feet right now, and that's pretty amazing for a brand new
Right? Hello.
home. And so I just imagine playing with her and just feeling this relaxed contentment and
Yeah.
no constant tape reel going on in my head about what a dirtbag I am for eating this or that, you know.
That's just gone.
Yeah.
And you get to savor this feeling of content and relax and talk about perfect timing to bring a new cat in. You can just pet that cat, be aware of the sensations of its silky fur and its cute little purrs and the warm snuggles it's given to your feet and cute little cold nose on your nose. Just savor the good emotions and just be aware of the absence of thoughts. Good. Take some nice, easy breaths. And when you're ready, you can open your beautiful eyes.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
You did so good, my dear. That was a beautiful demonstration. Really very beautiful demonstration. Thank you so much for creating such a beautiful demonstration for everybody to see the process that really follows along that cheat sheet. This is going to be a great video for you guys to rewatch if you're up for it, if you feel inspired, and go through it. But to listen to me ask my cues to Margo and listen to my questions, not listen to what Margo's saying, but you answer my questions in your body. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Margo.
Well, thank you. That was awesome.
Wonderful. Any other insights about that, Margo? I mean, for me, it was you kept going back to just neutrality, not having any more judgment. Like you tapped into your inner being, where your inner being doesn't have any judgment about all that stuff. And so that's the beauty of this process, where we bypass the intellectual mind that's trying to figure everything out and analyze everything, and you get to this place of no judgment. That's what our higher selves are.
No judgment except I love you.